Is it just me, or did my breakfast turn out plated really well today? Like, that turned out kind of pretty today. Hi, sweetie. Yeah? You want some canned peaches and cottage cheese? Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, and another Monday. I have my cozy little teddy bear sweater on because it's a little chilly outside today. Every time I wear this, I feel like a teddy bear. I don't know. Maybe it's the color or just how fluffy it is, but whatever. Our crow friend is out today, and that makes me happy. I always really like seeing him. I'm actually like determined to befriend him. Oh, bunny. What's that over there? We're going to go explore something. Okay. Either it was a bunny or a bird has fallen. So let us explore. I'm pretty sure it was a bunny, but it just, the way it was moving didn't seem very bunny-like. Yeah, no, that's not a bunny. All right, let's try this again. There was nothing in the bushes, so whatever it was, with either a bunny, a bird, but it's okay because it could fly away or run away. So I'm not worried about it. All right, good morning. Hi, how are you? It's Monday. This is another week in my life vlog. I'm gonna bring you along through the very quiet but productive week that is going to lead to my life. Keep being distracted by the crows. They're just so beautiful. But yeah, so today is Monday and I don't have a lot planned today, which is kind of really nice. So it's probably gonna be a really short day. By short, I mean I'm probably not gonna do a lot of vlogging today because it's gonna be kind of boring. But I will take you along. We'll catch up throughout the day, see how it goes. That being said, on Wednesday, I have a really exciting thing happening. So stick around to at least Wednesday to check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I just know it is. I'm really, really excited about that. So good morning. Grab a cup of coffee and I guess I'll check in later. Breakfast, baby. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, one day away from Wednesday, which I'm really excited about and I can't wait to tell you about. So just wait one more day. And it's gonna be great. Yeah, but today I woke up, unfortunately, at 6:30 to a text message that did not put me in the best of mood, but I have decided to push that right out of my head and ignore it because I also woke up inspired to write. So my intentional ignoring of my my work has apparently worked. And then after a couple hours of that, I think I'm gonna give that a good 2 solid hours if I can. I don't want to push it too hard considering I'm just getting back on the writing horse. So kind of let it go, let it flow. Hopefully I'll get like a solid chapter out of it. But after that, I have some work on my research project I want to get done. I have been working through a personal curriculum in the Gothic literature for longer than I want. That's the one thing about being an independent researcher and having your own. It's so nice. It's so nice to be an independent researcher and be able to do things on your own time and really take the opportunity to enjoy it and go through it and just be like, oh, I don't have a deadline. I don't have a project that needs to be done at this exact amount of time. I can just take my time to go through the work as I want to go through the work. And then you realize, wow, I haven't gone through any of the work. Like, I've been doing the readings, but I haven't really been doing the synoptic thinking. I haven't been doing any of the critical thinking. I read them, I put them down, I'll be like, I'll take my notes later. I'll think about it later. Well, it's now later. So I have to do that. Part of my process when especially as an independent researcher, when I do this, I do try to set some deadlines like, hey, you should have a 2-page synopsis of all of your reading written out and, exploring some critical idea of this by blah, blah, blah date. And lately that date, especially since I started for some reason over the holidays, that date just kept going next week. It's no longer next week. It's today. We're going to get through way too many notes, and I'm not going to let anyone else tell me what to do today because that is what I'm going to do. Except I do have to do this one onboarding thing. I can't push that back. It's gonna be a long day. So I'm gonna be doing that. So writing, research, admin, another typical day here. So stick around and yeah. Let's get the day started. We have reached obstacle 1 for getting stuff done. Alright, so I did not finish vlogging Tuesday. I don't know if Tuesday afternoon is just like my bad luck moment, or this is like the second week in a row where Tuesday afternoon just did not go well, and I was more excited for Tuesday to end than I was for anything else. So I'm going to catch you up while I make breakfast and then talk about Wednesday, the all-anticipated and very exciting Wednesday. In case you're wondering, breakfast, cottage cheese, and some peaches that I got from the farmer's market. So yesterday I got to get some, I did my writing, which I'm beyond thrilled about. I got 5 whole pages in of writing by the end of the day, so that was really good. And it's kind of rekindled the spark a little bit. But yeah, so I was able to get 5 pages of writing in, and then I went to Home Depot with Atlas because we needed to pick up some storage containers to finish putting away our Christmas decorations, which haven't been finished putting away yet. And I was doing a little bit of training, some just basic training, sit, wait, just in a very high traffic area. Well, not too high traffic. We did kind of go to like this kind of quiet corner of Home Depot where there weren't too many people in that area, but there was noise. There was like in a different environment. As well, we can kind of reinforce some of these things, as well as make sure his attention is kind of focused on me when we go out and do things. So that he can build up his courage and, you know, feel comfortable in all environments and not just the home environment. So I worked on that a little bit. And then I came home, and again, I had some really bad news waiting for me in the mailbox. So, I don't want to talk about it because I'm trying to get past that part of my life. I'm completely trying to move forward from 2024, 25. But essentially it just keeps kind of like sneaking in little ways. And when it does, I handle it the best I can. I'm not going to say I handle it well, but I handle it the best I can, which usually involves me dealing with it and then crashing out for the rest of the day and not doing anything, but pretty much watching YouTube or some kind of mind-numbing TV, just so I can decompress from having to deal with the trickling down of all of that stuff that happened in 2025. So I did that, and that's why I didn't finish vlogging for the rest of the day. Breakfast looking pretty. Okay. Breakfast is looking kind of nice today. Okay, so that was essentially what happened Tuesday. You're all caught up with that. As you can see, I just got out of the shower. I have my breakfast. I'm going to eat. And I'm actually eating a little earlier than normal because, as I promised, Wednesday is going to be a very exciting day because today we're going to go out and see a friend of mine on her farm, and we're going to go for a trail ride. So I'm going to be out on the horses pretty much all day today. I'm super excited about this. This is like the highlight of probably my month. I'm really excited about being able to get out there. It's been a really long time since I've been able to catch up with my friends, so I'm most excited about being able to see her and catch up and see, you know, what's been going on. Last time I talked to her face to face, she didn't even have a farm and stables and horses, so there's a lot to catch up on. But I am really thrilled. I get to go see my friend, and we're gonna go for a ride. She actually also does endurance riding, so when she heard that I was into the sport, she's really excited. She's going to introduce me to a few of her friends, I believe, and that's why we're going for a ride together, and I get to talk to her and learn a little bit more about what it is to, you know, be an endurance rider and the things that happens on the trail, a little bit. It's just like a bit of a soft introduction to that. Instead of just watching documentaries and reading books and watching YouTubes on it, I actually get to go have some hands-on experience about endurance riding, and this is gonna be like, I'm so excited about today. So today has been a bit of a quicker morning than I'm used to, which I usually take nice, slow, leisurely mornings, as you've seen in. But today we are already up. We're showered. We're eating breakfast. I'm gonna get dressed here in a minute, and then we are out the door to go on a trail ride. So I can't wait to bring you along with that. Hello. Ready? Well, as you can see, I am not on the horse. I did not get bucked from the horse. So much as we just seem to have a bit of a communication problem, a saddle problem, and honestly, an experience level problem from the rider. So my big equestrian day out turned into a big equestrian walkout. He's not too happy, but we found a nice patch of grass. Here you go, buddy. I got you. I got you. And I learned a little bit. Especially how to get dragged around by a horse. Don't worry, he's got a pull, but he listens. So if anything, I've been doing a little bit more dragging. He's buddy sour and wants to go hang out with his friends, but his friends got to go on their ride because they listened. Slashed had riders who could. I'm not very good on English, to be honest with you. But those are just excuses, honestly. I excuse the messy look. I did just have to walk this horse all the way up here, so I'm disappointed with myself, mostly. Disappointed for him not being able to go on the ride. He was hoping to go on with his mom and his buddy, and honestly just, I don't know, maybe bad luck Tuesday fell into bad luck Wednesday. Going to try and take this as a learning experience as best as I can, but sorry, I didn't bring my tripod because I was gonna be on a horse all day, supposedly. I just brought him to this grass to hopefully let him graze a little bit, but he's still looking for his buddies and his mom, and I don't blame him for that. I know me. I know I'm going to treat this as my own personal failure and that I'm not good enough for this lifestyle for quite a while in my own head, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get over that. And that those little voices in my head that said you were deluding yourself for the past 4 to 5 months thinking you could do this, I'm gonna have to get past, but eventually I'll see this as a learning experience. And I will become an endurance rider. And I will have my own horses, and I will go camping in the mountains and be able to do packing and all sorts of things. And it's gonna get there. It is. I just have to remind myself a little bit that, first off, I'll be better once I have my own horses. And second off, this is an opportunity to learn. You are so pretty though. Oh, I'm sorry. You're very handsome. You're very handsome. Come on, big guy. Come on, show everyone how handsome you are. Show everyone how handsome you are. Say, I am an experienced sportsman. You, madam, are an amateur. That is very fair, Mr. Pickles. I did get to learn a stirrup trick, which only half worked because one of the problems was my stirrups were uneven and we couldn't get them adjusted because he wanted to go and I had to readjust the stirrup in the saddle. And then that was like it. Once I got off to do that, he was like, no, we're not doing this again. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. All right, we're gonna head back to the trailer. I don't know how long the trail is that they're on, so I'm gonna head back to the trailer, so we will be there when they get back. We're waiting for mommy. I keep trying to tell him that's why we're going back to the trailer, but his ears are better than mine, so he probably knows where she is. I only made it back to the trailer in one piece, somehow. The saddle kept slipping off of him. Yes. So, I'm just glad we're here. Wanna say hi to everyone? How you dragged my ass halfway up a mountain and back? Literally dragging half the time? Not really. He's been good, but it's been an experience. When we were walking, the saddle was coming off of him. So halfway back, I took it off of him completely and carried it the rest of the way because I didn't want him to get hurt. I tried readjusting it first, just make it comfortable, but a little bit tighter. But no, it kept falling off of him, so I got to carry the saddle. Okay, it's end of day. and I am outside waiting for my ride to go home. I have to admit, I had a really good time today. I did. Am I disappointed I didn't actually get to complete the ride? Like the actual riding part of the ride? Yeah, of course I am. But it really just kind of showed me how much I need to learn and how much I need to grow and what I need to work on most importantly. Like I said, it kind of felt like, or was I talking to Mr. Pickles when I said this? I don't know. I kind of equated this ride to kind of being a mini boss in, if I'm going to gamify my life, which I don't particularly like gamifying my life because your life doesn't get a reset button. Trust me if it did. But I kind of thought of it like the mini boss or something like that, where I get to see how far along I really am, and now I know. So I'm really happy about that. And I also got to talk to my friends more and, you know, a little bit about her equine journey and everything that she's gone through. And it took her like 5 or 6 years to get to where she is today. And honestly, she is what I want to be. She's kind of the standard of the horsewoman I would like to become one day. So it's nice to know that the journey starts somewhere. And that journey started with me taking lessons and being around people who know about horses and learning and knowing what my limitations are right now and growing and having 5 to 6 years to even consider getting to that place. It might take me longer, probably will, because I'm only able to take 1 lesson a week right now. But the point is, regardless of everything that happened today, I did take a massive leap forward. I had a lot of fun. I got to spend all day with horses, like all day, literally from dawn to night. And I got to help out around the barn and the feeding and, you know, taking care of the tack and that sort of stuff. So I learned a lot. And am I still going to probably end up beating myself up a little bit, because that is who I am, and it's something I'm working on and trying to stop doing, about how I'm not even mad about my own performance, to be honest with you. The thing I'm going to beat myself up about, and I know, and I don't want to, but again, that's part of the journey, is learning how not to do this. It's actually why I kind of started the YouTube channel and wanting to be a little bit more open on social media and stuff, is to learn to avoid that self-talk. So when I'm sitting here by myself, instead of getting in my own head, I just whip out my camera and start talking to it. But the thing I'm actually going to end up beating myself up about, and try not to, but I know if I prepare for it to come, maybe I can stop it, is that I felt like I was a burden or a hindrance to my friend being able to enjoy their ride. Another one of their friends had joined us, so there's 3 of us, and I just felt like I was really holding them back and that they couldn't enjoy themselves as much as, you know, they wanted to. Luckily, after we got through that first snafu and I got off and I got to just walk around with Mr. Pickles, they went off and they got to do their ride, and that's fine. But, you know, I got invited out on this amazing opportunity, and I felt really bad that I sort of stumbled at the starting line and held everyone up. But I am green. I am green in my equine journey. And that's the part I have to remember. And my friend is here to help me learn and grow. And she's very, very clear about the fact that she wants to do that. So I'm going to try and hold on to that and not beat myself up. But I mean, it's the start of a lot of journeys for me. So we'll see how that goes. Morning, everyone. I left my tripod downstairs, so I'll try to keep this brief so I'm not shaking the camera too much. So yeah, yesterday went the way it did, and I'm still glad it happened at all. It was so amazing. I had a really good time. I really did. We got after we got back from the ride, I got to help out with feeding of the horses and just spending time with my friend. It was a good day. It was a really good day. Today I'm resting a little bit, but I might be going back out. So she's getting her horses furried and offered to let me come and hang out and talk to the farrier. So that's going to be an interesting experience. I'm excited about that too. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The journey to going anywhere is really, it can have its ups and its downs. And part of yesterday was a down. Not being able to finish the actual ride on the horse, having to walk it. But again, when you're spending a day with a horse, it's always a good day. Like, never a bad day. Maybe a bad moment for like 2 seconds, but never a bad day. But this morning when I woke up and I was a little more well rested, I got to really think about it. I've been horseback riding now for maybe 6 months, and it's 1 hour a week, so 16 hours ish on a horse in general. And to be able to go out there and be able to ride that, much of the trail as I did, go through the experience of having a bit of a tack issue, and yes, a little bit of a equine level issue as well. It was still amazing. And I realized, I asked my friend, who again is like the horsewoman I would like dream to be one day, how long did it take you to get to where you are? And she was like 5 to 6 years. And I was like, okay, in retrospect, I'm not doing so bad. I'm there on my journey at the beginning, doing just, what I'm supposed to do. So then I started doing a little bit of the math, which I'm not really great at math anyway. Sorry, I'm adjusting my arms. And that is, I am also trying to do a PhD, right? And I have to finish my time at Harvard here, the extension school, which is going to be another 2 years. So I'm applying for PhDs this year, which means that in December I'll be applying. I'll hear back in March. I'll get to go next year. So it's going to take me about 1.5 to 2 years to get into the program anyways. That's about the time I'll be finishing at Harvard, hopefully. And then it's another 4 years of classwork and teaching at the school before I can even start my dissertation. And it sounds like a really long time, like, oh my God, 5 to 6 years, somewhere in there. 5 if I'm lucky, 6 if, I'm on track. It sounds like so long. And it's really not. It's really not a long time when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. So I have 5 to 6 years to be able to take my time and do it properly and learn all of my horse equine, skills and necessities. I can spend the next 2 years at Harvard really building up some of my own, like my physical skills, my writing abilities, continue going to my classes, continue going to my instructions, start to build a little bit into that equine culture, learning about endurance riding, which is what my friend does. So she's invited me to a few events as well to watch her and to kind of learn about that. And then by the time I get into my PhD program, that's when I can really start being like, okay, here are some of the more nuanced, like my life-based skills I want to learn, and I'll have a little bit more information about what I want to learn from that. I'm just going to keep adjusting here because the sun is also in my eyes, so I'm using the camera to block that. And then by the time I finish that and I'm in my dissertation stage, my actual writing dissertation stage, that's when I can start looking at some of the bigger pictures of where am I going to live? What kind of farm do I want to own? What am I going to do with this? So it is a long time. It's a long time of being able to prepare and do it properly and get there and be at the level I want to be at. But it's also not. And I don't have to rush through these first stages of my life, of my equine journey, of my PhD journey, of my writer journey. I don't have to rush through all of that because at the end of it, I really am on track and on time with my own skills, my own goals, my own everything. And so even though I didn't get to do the whole trail on horseback yesterday, I think yesterday was a really big success when it comes to my equine journey because I got out there and I genuinely learned things, and I got to spend an entire day with a horse. So reflecting on it, I am really happy.